There we are. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to warm-up day 31. It's Monday, and it's a beautiful, beautiful day here in New York. Mostly clear skies, a few clouds, trees in bloom, birds chirping. Perfect, beautiful day. Thank you for joining me. If you're joining me this morning or afternoon, as always, please leave me a comment so that I know you're here, and we'll get started. So I'm going to start seated today, just where I'm at. Feel free to start standing if that suits you. We'll probably come to standing at some point. I'm not sure yet. So, sitting up tall or standing tall, you can let your eyes close and take a moment to feel the way that you're sitting. Feel your sits bones contacting your seat, whether it's your bed or a chair or a block. Notice how your legs are crossed or uncrossed. And as I think of the trees that are in bloom just outside my window, I'm beginning to imagine that my legs are like the roots of a great tree. And as I sit here cross-legged, I'm picturing them sort of gnarly and maybe knotted in places. And so as I sit, I'm aware of that deep support from my pelvis to my legs. And then I'm scanning my mind's eye, and you will too, scan your mind's eye to your tailbone, as though perhaps if your tailbone in the very center of your pelvis is the sort of root ball of the tree, and then the tendrils of those roots are your legs that extend downward into the earth. And then scan up from your tailbone to your sacrum, to your lower spine, your lumbar spine. Imagine that that is like the great lower trunk of the tree. And then scan up to your shoulder spine, your thoracic spine, middle spine, and picture that tree trunk growing up. And if you can picture your ribs are like branches of that tree coming out from the trunk. And your arms are also branches coming out from the top of that trunk. The branches hang down by your sides. And then if you scan back up to your arms, to your neck, your head is like the canopy. And your hair and your nose and your ears, they're all maybe leaves or flowers on that tree. And now from your canopy, bring your mind's eye back down to the roots, those gnarly roots. And from wherever you're seated, or if you're standing, begin to wiggle your toes, as if maybe you could unknot or ungnarl, unfurl maybe those roots. And if you're seated cross-legged, you might start to let your legs uncross. And you start to wiggle your ankles and feet. And then your lower legs. You start to move the roots of your body. And again, you can do this seated or standing if you're just joining us. If you're joining us, we are magically, in our imagination, we are great trees. And we're moving the knotted, gnarly roots of us, which are our legs. And you may even take the branches of your arms and start to, as if you could reach into the earth and start to move those roots around. You can start to move your legs around, move the muscles and the flesh around. Perhaps as if you are wanting to unfurl those roots so they could spread out even more and they could drink up the nutrients and the water from the soil, so that you're opening up channels, meridians, pathways for energy in your legs, energy in your roots. Now I think it's time to come and stand on those roots, at least for me. So if you want to join me, let's come to standing. And let's stand on our roots. Plant yourself into the ground. Unknotted those roots, and now your roots can really extend in your imagination down through the floor, down through the foundation of your building, and into the actual earth. And now bring your mind's eye up into your trunk, the trunk of your body, the trunk of your tree. And as if your trunk were flexible, it's maybe, I don't know what sort of tree is flexible, a birch tree, a sapling. And you can begin to move your trunk from side to side, letting there be a soft bend in the knees. Maybe feet are wider than hip socket distance. That's always helpful here. So with your sapling trunk moving side to side, picturing the energy from the earth, those nutrients, that life-giving energy coming up through your roots and into your trunk. And you're moving it side to side, picturing that energy starting to come up even higher through your trunk, higher now through your torso. And then your ribs start to move as well. So you're just rocking out as your tree. You're having a grand old time. And then your shoulders come along and start to get into the mix. It's an arboreal dance party. Picturing the energy, picturing even your breath energy coming up through your roots, through your trunk, up into your upper trunk and down through your limbs, and your arms start to move however they want to move. I'm getting the image of the trees from Fantasia, if you've ever seen that movie, Fantasia. The trees moving, the branches flowing. Maybe your arms are sort of like the branches of a weeping willow, but they're not weeping, they're quite joyous, because it's dance party time, arboreal dance party. And you're breathing, that energy coming up through your body, through the trunk of you, from your roots. And now your canopy, your head, starts to move side to side, or however it's going to move. Your limbs are stretching, undulating. And you can change the movement of your limbs at any time. They can sort of swing side to side. Your head can swing side to side as well. And then slowly let that come back to stillness. And then as you stand there, feel the energy from the earth through the roots of you, coming up through your trunk, through your limbs, and all the way up through the canopy of your head. And now, as if the sap were the vibrations were the sap of you, feed in a sigh. Picture that sigh, sap energy coming up from the earth through your body and all the way up through the canopy of your head. And then begin a little bounce in your knees as if your tree could bounce. Why not? Keep that loose, easy bounce going, and you can let your body sort of move from side to side as it wants to. Your tree can move however you want, but keep that soft bounce. Maybe the bounce, you're sort of shaking the leaves off of you. Maybe in your mind's eye it's become autumnal and the leaves are shaking out of you, or maybe it's the energy of spring and you're feeling that bounce. You bounce back into spring. And then bring it to your lips. And let that bouncing come back to stillness. Feel the energy in your tree. Ha-hum-ma. Ha-hum-ma-ma-ma. Can you feel the energy all the way through the leaves of your fingers, to the canopy of your head? And now flutter the vibrations through your lips. Open your feet a little bit wider and swing your limbs from side to side. So we're sighing through a triad, fluttering through the lips. Maybe you're dropping your seedlings, dropping acorns. Maybe you're letting the squirrels just sort of run off of your limbs and onto the ground. How kind of you. Let the limbs swing and go, and then as if you could pick up one of your roots out of the ground and sort of shake the vibrations through your leg. And through your other root leg. And through your tailbone trunk. Shake it out. And through the upper trunk of your rib cage. And through the canopy of your head and neck. And as if your head and neck just sort of you're going to get sort of blown around in the breeze. And roll the other way. And if you feel free enough, you can roll twice, you can roll 3 times in one breath. And come up, sigh hum to your lips. And bring your leafy fingers to your skull and feel all of that resonance coming into the bones of your skull. You're sighing a hum directly to your lips, feeling all of that resonance, but maybe still having an awareness of the roots of you, so you haven't lost connection to your groundedness, to the earth. And because we've loosened up the lips so much, you might feel a real immediacy of the vibrations coming to your lips. And now we'll sigh a hum to our lips, and just as the weeping willow stands, it also weeps. We'll sigh a hum to our lips and drop down the spine in order to relax. And take a moment as you hang there to hang from the root ball of your spine
giving your weeping limbs over to gravity. Knees are soft. You might feel that your roots start to tense here, in which case you can gently stretch them, or bring your hands to your legs and sweep up. Remember that there's always anti-gravity, and that's the energy that sap and that all those nutrients are coming up through your body with, that anti-gravity. And then sigh a hum to your lips, and it'll bring you up your spine with a desire to free yourself at the top.
Take a moment at the top, if you're a bit dizzy, to get your bearings. There you are again. There you are, that tall, upright tree. Roots in the ground. The knots of your knees are soft. This hum drops you down.
This hum brings you up to standing, freeing your vibrations at the top.
This time you'll sigh a hum to your lips, drop down your spine, let's do that again. Sigh a hum to your lips, drop down your spine, only to rebound back up with a bounce at the knees, back up to standing, freeing your vibrations at the top. Same thing, you'll sigh hum to your lips, drop down and up in one, release at the top, open at the top, and then bounce your knees. Bounce those knots of your knees to see if those roots of your tree could free up more vibrations from below. Sigh a hum, drop down and up, release at the top, and then bounce your shoulder blades to see if you could free more vibrations from your upper body. This time sigh a hum, drop down and up your spine, release at the top, and then shake your jaw loose. So you're freeing those tight knotted knots in the branches of your jaw hinge. Again. And now I feel my roots yearning to come out of the earth and to get a stretch. I'm feeling this need of a stretch in the side of my trunk. And sigh hum to the lips, drop down and up in one. Open wide, side stretch, stretch and relax the tongue twice. So it'll be and now you. And to the other side. This time we'll open up to the front, so the canopy or the branches will open up to the front as the tailbone swings back. And then we'll round our branches forward as if we're a tree hugging another tree. Drop your branches, drop down your spine, hang from your tailbone. And as you hang there, loosen the middle of your tongue. Shake it off of your body. And now take a few of these tongue loosenings to bring you back up your spine, maybe 3 or 4 of them. Growing up. And as if a great wind comes through your branches, breathe in and out on a whispered ka. Relax, swallow if it's dry. And now your branches, your arms and legs are going to get blown by the great wind that comes through you. And you'll breathe in and out on a whispered ka. And really think about that soft palate in the back of your mouth, opening, stretching, getting that space wide open. Let it go. Again, swallow if it's gotten dry. And then you'll breathe in on a whispered ka, and you'll let your branches just sort of get blown back by the wind. And then your branch will fly up, and you'll wave hi to another tree. Maybe there's a maple or an oak or something across the way. And you'll call hi to them as if to say, well, hello in this crazy storm that we're having. So it will be, hi! That's right, Tess. Yes. Right. And then you'll breathe them in on a whispered ka, call a hi to them on sound vibration, and stretch and relax your tongue twice. You're on good terms with this friend, so you can do that with this friend. Hi. Yeah, and it's as I'm doing it, it's a real wave as you wave, yeah, because your branches are just getting blown by the breeze, and you're communicating with your tree friend as if to say, what a crazy storm we're in. Do you feel that as I feel it? And though you're being moved by the wind, your roots are still very secure in the earth. So you've got that support underneath you. Hi. And now the storm is passing. The wind is dying down. You feel a little movement in your body. As you shake the rain and whatever else off of your branches. And then you let your knotted knees be soft, no longer knotted. They are not knots. Lengthen your neck up and back. Hand on your chest, hand between your shoulder blades. And think down into the trunk of your chest. Big, wide open space. And the rain from the storm has brought all of this water to the earth, and you can feel your roots just drawing it up, sucking it up from the earth into you. And that water, that sap comes through your chest. Chest resonance. And you picture it in your chest, and you feel it in your chest, in those branches, but you remind yourself that it's being drawn up through your legs, through the roots. So you stay connected to that lower source. And it feels good. It feels good to have this life energy, this sap, this vibration coming up through you, and you say, "Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Ha 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 ha." And then let's take our roots up. I think it's time to unroot ourselves, uproot ourselves, and take 4 huge steps. We're going to feed in 4 big sighs of breath and 4 sighs of chest resonance. Let that sap energy come through your chest. Ha! As if you're an Ent from Lord of the Rings, perhaps. Ha! 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 And good. So you've uprooted yourself. Uproot your head and neck now. Let it come back to its typical configuration. Canopy on top of the trunk. And now staying connected to those roots that have now been uprooted, and you can feel that uprooted movement of the vibrations now that come into your mouth. Ah. Ah. And you maybe imagine that the energy comes through your mouth, and it's sort of a leafy energy coming through your canopy. Maybe you're lots of thick vegetation and leaves, and it's coming through. And lengthen your canopy forward, and staying connected to that uprootness, that uprightness, from the roots of your body to your teeth. And what is it? It's an acorn dropping, or a pine cone if you're a pine tree, or a maple sapling, or whatever sort of seedling it might be coming from your tree. It drops to the ground. Hee! And maybe it's one of those sort of, what are they, those sort of whippoorwills? They sort of float down. I think it's a maple, right? Sort of, or maybe it lands like a pine cone with a little thud. Hee! Hee! Relax the back of your tongue. Hee! Yeah, and so you're planting little seedlings. These are going to be your children. They're going to grow up. Hee! Hee! Now bring your canopy up, bring your head and neck back up, and now, but still let it be teeth resonant. So teeth resonance now goes outward. Hee! Hee! And now turn it to mouth resonance, so that wide canopy. Ha! Ha! And then lengthen up and back and connect to, again, to that sap, to that life energy, to your chest. Ha! Come up on your neck and blend those three. Hey. Hey, hey, hey. And shake it back into your trunk, to your body. Hey. And loosely down one of your branches. Hey. And down the other one. Hey. And down through your roots. Hey, hey, hey. And now take your branches and you're going to whoosh across the sky. Hey. Yeah, so the branches sort of whooshing up and over, arcing across the sky. Hey. And maybe you uproot yourself and you sort of let your branches swing from side to side as you move through the forest, through the wooded arboretum. Hey. Hey. Moving however it moves you. Hey. Ha-hum-ma. And say, I am a tree. I am tall. I am rooted. I am full of life. I am me. And take a moment to feel yourself. Feel the roots of your tree, the trunk of your tree, the canopy of you. See how you feel. Ha ha. Ha. That's it for our warm-up today. Thank you for joining me. joining me as we became trees today. And I wish you all the best. See you tomorrow.